welcome to day 12 of the Halloween Advent Calendar with Brutus Monroe. Go ahead, open this up. Oh my goodness. Look at that cute stamp. So cute. It is the cutest little mummy bunny. And it says, somebody is all wrapped up in Halloween fun. Oh, we have to create a fun little card with him. So I'm going to grab some supplies and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to stamp out this little bunny, mummy bummy, and the sentiment on some perfect blend paper here. I apologize for this video going up a little late. Life happens, you know, and I just got busy and did not get it done and uploaded on time. So it is actually the 12th day. So I am filming it live on the day it's supposed to be. So, but it will go up tomorrow. Okay, so I've got this little mummy colored here. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. We're just going to do some very, very fast coloring on this because it's a mummy. And we can make our bunny a little brown just to kind of differentiate between that and the mummy wrappings. And because he's a cartoon bunny, he's going to get pink ears for a little color. So I'm just using some of my Olo markers. This is OR 3.4. You know, there's not a lot of coloring that has to be done. I did color over his eye, but that's okay because I can give him a little brown iris, or pupil, I guess would be, is that the right term? Super cute. I'm just gonna kind of come in here and I'm gonna color some of it. I'm gonna pretend that some of it's wrapped and some of it's not. Most of him is wrapped, but I think like there's a little spot right here. His feet, his toes. This looks like it might be part of his belly. This looks more fur, so I'm just going to color that and maybe right there. And looks like maybe part of his arm. So I'll pull that up for you to see. We can add just a little bit of 3.4. So I'm just going to grab this 2.7. Maybe add just a little bit of shading. Don't have to do a ton. You know, just a little bit here and there, just to add a little bit of interest. And then I will grab that 3.4 again and just kind of go over that a little bit, just to feather it out. Just like that. And then for his little tail, I'm going to grab the BG 7.0 because I want a fluffy white tail. And even though this is kind of a light blue color, it gives a little bit of a white tail. I'm going to grab a very, very light pink, R01, and do his inside of his mouth and his little ears here. And actually, I think I'm just going to feather up a little bit and let it go out to white. And I can even use my 0 to kind of blend that off a little bit. Okay, now for his bandages, I'm going to find my markers. I'm going to grab CG1, just a very, very light color. And we're just gonna color them a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little line here and there, just so that they kind of look white, but they're, you know, not perfectly white. And like I said, in person, you can be able to see that it's not white as the paper, but on camera, that might not be able to be seen as well. All right, I am gonna find a die quick to cut this out. Okay, as you can see, I've got my card panel. It's 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. I have a piece of the Trick or Treats paper pad that I've cut down to 3 by 6. I used the lace layers with some licorice cardstock, cut that out of black. And now I have some more licorice here that I'm going to cut down to mat my sentiment on. So I'm just kind of measuring it here off to the side. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. So what we're going to do is, it's going to be off camera here, but I'm just going to count over 7/8. So I've got 1, oops, I should make sure I do that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8. I'm just going to kind of eyeball and see if that looks right. Yep. Oops, I got some paper stuck to my trimmer because it had some sticky on it. All right, got that down. And we're going to put that on here. I am leaving it long right now because I'm trying to decide if I want to like have it go off the edge, but I'm thinking I'm going to actually cut this down. So let's move our card off the side here. Cut this down. So what I'm going to do is line up the exclamation point with the edge of this. And then I will turn this one around and measure, line up the eye in the in there. So that's how I kind of measured it. I did that all the way around. I measured up the top of this with the edge of my plastic piece. And then I can go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to do that first. I'm not the best with measuring and cutting. You know, math is hard. So we're just going to line it up on our edge so that our edges all look pretty close. And then I can trim off that other end, and I am not using a scissors because I can't cut a straight line. And I'm just going to move it over just a hair. And I'll look at it and say, oh, I need just a hair more, so I can just barely move it. And that's just, for me, I'd rather do that than try to measure and get it straight on. So we've got that. Kind of have a very basic card tonight, but I love it. Sometimes I think basic is best. I mean, you could use these awesome, like, jack-o'-lantern paper. I love this trick-or-treat pad. I will link everything below that is available outside of the box. They are affiliate links, which means if you place an order using one of those links, I do get a small little kickback for that, but does not cost you anything extra. Okay, now I got that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this down. Kind of reminded me like a little frame. I ended up just measuring the inside of my die here. I just measured it here and it went to 1.5 inches, and then I measured it this way and went 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3/4, and that's how I cut this panel down. Oops, forgot a little pokey hole here. And that gave me the perfect rectangle to go on top of this. So it's like a little frame. I really could have gone into my stash and found a rectangle, but I just thought this was faster. And then we're going to kind of put that at a wonky angle. I just think that's fun. Could have probably popped it up too, but I think we're going to pop up our sentiment. Put this at a wonky angle. And then I've got this, and we're going to do that at a different angle, but I think we'll pop that up with some foam tape. My little puppers just came up the stairs, bringing his little bunny. He must have known I was playing with a bunny. Didn't quite cut that long enough. Sometimes just all you need is a piece of an image, maybe a die cut and a sentiment, and some pattern paper. And I'm going to stick this guy right here. And then you could do whatever you want. I'm just going to grab a few gems here. I got some blue black gems here. These are of the Violet Shift. Just for some fun. And I'm just going to add a few of those around my little bunny here. 1, 2, 3, Maybe I'll put one there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, too much glue. Maybe I'll put one right there. And then grab my little poke tool here. And we'll stick those right down. And that is our card base. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Tomorrow night, or tomorrow's live, or which would be the 13th day, will be, I'm going to use the 13th prize in my live on Friday night, about 7:45 on my channel, the Brutus Monroe channel. So if you want to see how I do that, you can pop over. I'll have that listed and ready to go. I appreciate you guys all so much. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.